Okay, we're just going to learn a few things about Keynote. First of all, after we insert a picture, it'd be nice to put a border around it. As you can see, the picture on the left has a border. I want you to know that your inspector, which is this tool palette that opens up, has many features. If I click on the graphics feature, you notice my photo is selected, and I could put a line around my photo. I could choose the different types of lines, but I want to be consistent, and I'm going to use the same exact border on all my images. And I think that's going to be it. I'm also going to put a little shadow. I could adjust the shadow, and I also have the ability not just to adjust it, but I could offset it, create a blur, the opacity, the brightness. You could also create a reflection, but I think that's overdoing it, so I'm not going to do that. But I want to rotate that image, so I'm going to go to the metrics, the little ruler, and I'm going to choose the rotation for this image. And your assignment says you should have some captions under your photos. Now, not everyone has to have a caption, but I'm going to take my text tool and type computer lab, and that is way too big for a caption, and I'm going to make it smaller. So I'm going to choose a smaller font. Yeah, that looks pretty good, 18. I'm also going to change the color because I want to make it white. I also would like to change the angle because I want to go along with the photograph. But there we go, that looks good. And I'm going to do one more text box and go library. I'm going to take that down here. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to go back and choose that 18 point font. I'm going to choose white, and I'm going to rotate it and place it underneath. I may want to make that a little bigger font-wise. I think maybe let's go 24. And yeah, that looks better. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to choose this to be 24. So after you do one or two, you'll have an idea. Okay, and that's going to be it. This is my introduction screen. I may want to add another photo, but I'm going to save Command S so I don't lose it, or File to save. I like my command keys. I'm going to close my inspector for a moment, and I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go through my first slide, and I am going to put a transition. Now, I would recommend you do the transitions all last, but for this demonstration, I'm going to click on the little slide, and I'm going to look for a good transition. I don't want anything fancy. Want just a nice transition. That's too much effect. So I'm going to keep on looking to see what my choices are. Doorway. That's okay, but it'll be too much for a whole presentation. So let's look at the dissolve. It's kind of nice, and I'm going to see what that's a nice dissolve. I will tell you this, that if you're going to put a transition in your Keynote presentation, then export it to PowerPoint, work on it, bring it back to Keynote, most likely you would have lost this type of dissolve effect. So I would put it in last. So let's see what that looks like. To play your presentation, you click play, you click, and there's the dissolve. Very nice. There's no transition to the next one because you have to put it on each and every slide. So you hit escape to get out, and I'm going to end this right now. And that is the end of the lesson.